Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are going to be doing another question and answer period, or just a comment review. Trying to do this the first Wednesday of each month. We get a lot of comments, and they are always a lot of them are very funny. Some of them are just very inspiring and always enlightening. Without further ado, if you would do me a favor before we get going on this, go down to the bottom, click the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Check your notifications, make sure they're turned on, and I would greatly appreciate it. So let's go. Let's start out. This first comment comes from MoleMan55, and this was an interesting one to me. And I went on to the CanAm webpage. Could not find a trailer available. They're very hard to find right now. So I did reach out to BRP, was unable to get a comment on this. If you have any information for those who are in the market for a CanAm trailer, let me know. But here's the comment. I'm in the market for a CanAm Freedom trailer. On the CanAm website, they indicate coming soon for the trailer. Thus far, been unable to locate a trailer newer than the 2019. Have they stopped making the trailer, or has it been delayed a few years because of COVID and the BRP fires? If a new one is coming, I'll wait and see if any changes are made. Okay, let me know what's going on. Kenneth Stout responded and said that October of 2021, which we know is at our 6 o'clock position, said that they'll be coming out then. No news as of yet. All right, here's another one from Tim Dredger on the installation of the backrest. Said, just started watching the channel. When you do long trips to 500 to 600 miles, how many times do you stop for gas on that journey? Also, have you put the bike on hilly terrains and steep hills and so forth? Great videos. Yes, we have been in hilly terrain. When it gets crazy steep hilly, I'll manually downshift in order to have a little more torque to pull up that hill when we're two up pulling the trailer. The way we manage our miles is I prefer to do 140 to 160 miles, take a break, get off the machine, do 140 to 160, get off the machine. I do that. We take 3 breaks, which gives us 4 sections with the start and the finish, those 3 breaks in between. And that gives us basically a 600-mile day is very doable in that fashion. All right, next is Rodney Barkus. Hello, Coach. I think one of the reasons a lot of dealers won't work with the Spider is the plastic body panels with those fragile plastic push pins. I think they lose money by replacing what they break. Apart from that, it should be the same as any other machine. I agree with you on that, and they should be as easy to work on as any other machine. I do know that I've got some friends who they just don't want to work on the machine itself. It's interesting. This one was funny. Should I let my kid ride a motorcycle? Samantha Barton writes, show full and front back sides of yourself and your son in those Levi jeans and zipped up leather greaser jackets. Thank you so much for saying that. Makes me feel good looking again. Next is from Paul Lavallee. Hi, Coach Bob. I have a question for perhaps a future video. How do you properly break in your new Spider? Thanks for all your hard work and all of these great videos. Well, Paul, I will tell you, I am going to do a video on that here very, very soon, because when I was doing mine, I found that a lot of the information was kind of spread out through the owner's manual, and it wasn't as readily available at my fingertip and as clear and concise as I would have liked to have been. So that'll be coming out real soon. Tim Dredger writes, just wondering... Got phone calls coming in. Tim Dredger writes, on your old, was a Worship on Wheels one, but he asked me this question. Just wondering, since you've had your Spider, how many times have you almost been in a motorcycle accident? I will say that most of the things that happen to me while I'm out on the road are a driver that won't see me. It can be a little unnerving sometimes. However, so far, so good. I have seen boards fall out of the back of trucks, guys slamming on brakes, people cutting you off. All of that stuff does happen. You do really have to be careful. I'm going to do another video here soon on defensive driving. I've done some things kind of like that, but I'm going to maybe do a defensive driving series. I think it might be worth the refresher for me and for everyone else. Next, Sabrina Caitlin wrote, thanks for the virtual ride. My Sea to Sky is being repaired. It got a bruised nose when someone stopped really short in a left-hand turn. So no ride for me for a few weeks. Well, Sabrina, I hope that the Spider is repaired quickly and to your satisfaction. Also, I'm glad that you were not injured in any way. If you would like to do maybe a Zoom call or something that we could talk about lessons learned that might help other people, I'd like to do that. Just fire me an email, let me know. Spider Wayne, who has changed his screen name. We won't go to his old name because we want you to know the new name, Spider Wayne. This was on the Panama City Beach, Thunder Beach trip. He said he needed a wonderful warm morning this morning. It's in the 40s up there in western New York where he is. But the big thing is that he decided to do a channel. He's changed his name and he has joined the wonderful world of motovlogging. So make sure, and I'll put a card up here if I can, and certainly a link down below. Go to Spider Wayne's channel, subscribe to his channel, support it, make it grow. Tell him Coach Bob sent you. In fact, subscribe to the channel and go under a video, just say, Coach Bob sent me. Ed Curry, how did you end up being a swim coach? Well, quick story. I've done the Ironman a couple of times, and I have an Ironman tattoo on my ankle, the only tattoo of my life. I was 50 years old when I got the tattoo and got the permission of my parents because I did not want to be disrespectful to them. They were not real tattoo people. But anyway, so the athletic director of a school that I coach at, she knew me through my daughter who was going to school there. She knew I was retired. She knew I was a retired federal guy. And I had gone and volunteered for a couple of things with the kids just through the school. And she goes, well, you must know how to swim from the looks of that tattoo. One thing led to another. We got into a discussion. I said I was not interested. A week later, I was out by the pool as an assistant coach. Loved it, loved inspiring the kids, loved working with the kids. And a year later, I was the head coach and Coach Vic was the assistant coach. So it's funny, I would say my job, I was hired because of a tattoo. Next up, Traveling Light Photography. Morning, Coach. Big smiles. I picked up the Spider RT Limited Sea to Sky this past weekend. Awesome. Well, it is great that you picked it up. Congratulations there, Traveling Light Photography. I told him congratulations, and he said this as a response. It sure is. I really did go out on the weekend and buy the motorcycle of my dreams. See how we listen to you? Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Next, William Hackworth writes on the Your Old video. Love, appreciate your videos. I love how you represent God. I'm a bishop in the Lord's church. And he goes further on. He goes, I have scheduled to get my license to ride for the first time at 54 years old. A grandfather who loves his Lord and family. I'm a little scared to ride, but intrigued and excited to do so. I look forward to one day soon, 2022, to ride one day with you here in Florida. I'm going to tell you, William, I look forward to riding with you, man. That is great. Just take it easy, take it slow, ride on some isolated roads. I've done a video on that first experience, how it can be easy. It can be deceivingly easy. So just take it nice and slow, and you're going to love that ride. Next, from Papo Centron. Now, I'm probably saying that name wrong, so afford me a little grace here. It says, thanks, Coach, for another wonderful ride. Always watching from Puerto Rico. God bless you both. Hey, man, anytime I see something from Puerto Rico or anywhere off the mainland, I get super excited. So thank you, Papo, for that comment. Life with Joseph writes, and this we did it. This was when we rode from Key West to Maine and back. He wrote this, I rarely comment, but watched your California and now Eastern Seaboard rides. Love your content and style. I've got about 1,000 miles on my 2021 RT Limited. It's a great bike and has me back to riding again after a 7-year hiatus. Enjoy your day. Well, Joseph, man, welcome back to the riding family into the wonderful world of three wheels. RR writes, on my Alpine Star TGP R V2 air jacket review. Video starts at 3:58. Come on, man! No need to drag the video out. Come on, man. Well, I like to give a little background, so I know I can be a little chatty RR. But thank you for watching, buddy. I really appreciate it. Next, JP Brand writes, dodging holes with a spider, no can do. There is some merit to that it is hard to dodge holes with a spider. I have learned, and someone wrote a comment a long time ago when I first got my spider, when you're riding, if it's one pothole, you can easily miss them if you line it up with your knee. That knee will be outside of the rear wheel and inside of the front wheels. And if you line it up with your knee, you'll go right over that pothole without shaking your teeth loose. Next up on riding with injuries and disabilities from Gabe Brokenshire. Thank you for doing this. I have cerebral palsy and I really want to do this, so I am going to try. Well, Gabe, let me tell you, man, these kind of comments inspire me. Every time I get weary and go, man, I'm about done. These comments keep me going. They're the ones who inspire me to continue to create content. Thank you for that. Punisher 15 writes, and this was on my CanAm Spiders Women in the Police. As a retired law enforcement officer, I love this story. Thank you for sharing. It was a little story about an exchange that I had with a law enforcement officer who ended up becoming a great family friend and a true supporter of my family and my parents' last days. G. Chad wrote on the BRP armrest installation, Coach Vic looks awesome as always. We knew that, thank you though. And a great how-to video convinced us to go with the BRP armrest over other brands. After your Q&A where you answered our questions on the size of the armrest, I will be doing the install today. So good job, G-Chad, man. Thank you for watching, and I hope the install went flawlessly. This one I liked. On the top 10 reasons you should never buy a CanAm Spider, VDB Jankless writes, not safe. Don't buy. Oh, I love that kind of stuff. You don't buy one. Them things are dangerous. On Angel City Biker Rally, Greg Beck writes, I like your commentary. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. Tony Rowland, he writes on getting bare naked on the CanAm Spider. If people get bare naked, do bears get people naked? I think they do. Alex Lewis writes on the getting bare naked, I just didn't want to watch this video based on the title. I'm with you. Images of naked Bob, not what I wanted. Talking about emotional trauma. But a good video anyway. Looking forward to the next video from the rallies. Alex, thanks for your great comments. Always, always, always. William S. writes on the Shoei Neotech video that I made, is that your proper size? It looks like you slipped it on way too easy. It is the proper size. I measured the old noodle. The Neotech larges are the 59 to 60 centimeter, and I'm a 59.5, so I fall right in there. I will say this, though. With all helmets, with me, I've got this kind of skinny face. I have been known to buy the larger cheek pads to go in helmets because they do look a little loose right in here. Nothing I can do. I got that pterodactyl chin line. Traveling like photography on the bare naked video. That food looked depressingly cold and green. And I responded, looks can be deceiving. It was deceptively good. To which he replied, and you guys know that barbecue is my kryptonite. You know that. Coach Bob, I totally will take your word for it, my friend. Personally, I prefer a greater barbecue quotient. Well, traveling like photography, I have to admit, as much as I'm being good and eating green things, the barbecue quotient, I love myself, my friend. This was on Just Call Me SpongeBob. Lakeside Lou wrote, I love you, Coach Bob. Well, Lakeside Lou, I love you too. Thank you for watching. William Watchtowicks, and I shouldn't even attempt that name, being a South Georgia boy. If your last name's not Smith or Jones, I'm probably going to get it wrong. But he commented on the you want a spider but you've never ridden, that he can confirm that the 600 moves down the road just fine. It can even do fairly well on the highway as long as you're not planning to go to another city via the interstate. the reputation that this Riker has is totally undeserved, in my honest opinion. And I will tell you, William, I agree with you. You don't have to have big CCs to have big fun and to put in big miles. There are people who have crossed this continent on 600cc motorcycles. There's a guy who crossed the United States east to west coast on a Grom, a 125. Yeah, he did it. Huh, nice, huh? James ES44AC-2, maybe -2. On the Getting Bare Naked, be safe on your trip. I had a long week last week because I was talking about the weight loss thing. 11.5 to 13 miles walking every day for 8 days at work. I get my workout. Let me tell you, that's a lot of miles. Keep it up, brother. Keep it up. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, that work thing, man, that's hard stuff. On my SpongeBob video, good message, great looking hometown, Brian R. writes. Well, Brian R., thank you. I am very proud of my little hometown. It is a sweet place. Tim O'Brien on the Getting Bare Naked. Morning, Coach. I am shortly buying my first CanAm RT. Thanks for all your fabulous videos. They're informative. Can you tell me what additional security devices you use on them when leaving the RT in the open, like a chain or etc., that sort of thing? Cheers, Tom. Well, Tom, I really don't use a whole lot. I turn the steering, I turn the forks all the way to the left, lock the steering all the way to the left, which locks the little glove box on my Spider. I lock the other panels, of course, and the trailer, I have a trailer lock. Apart from that, I don't really utilize anything else. There are disc locks and things of that nature. I always try to park in well-lit areas and that sort of thing. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. Smyrna Cowboy writes on Getting Bare Naked in reference to my weight loss plan. On March 27th, I think I burned off about 20 pounds. Literally, I do not recommend this method. Good for you, Coach. Slow and steady, brother. Well, let me tell you, Smyrna was involved in an accident where he actually caught on fire. So, Smyrna, I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm glad your sense of humor didn't go melting off on you. Brother, it's always great to hear from you. I'm loving the channel, loving the new Spider. It was great to see you and the bride out riding here recently. If you haven't subscribed to the Smyrna Cowboy, there will be a link down there below. Also, go to his channel, tell him Coach Bob sent you. Purple on 3 writes this on the You Want a Spider But You've Never Ridden. Wonderful advice. Get on there and go crazy. Who the heck says that? Even though we already had our motorcycle licenses, Tommy G and I decided to take the 3-wheeler course, and what fun we had. No matter how many years of experience, you can always learn something. Absolutely you can. We searched a year for the deal and found a 2018 F3 Limited in November of 19 with only 3,600 miles on it, practically new. Gear is important, and we are at GAT, period. That's all the gear all the time. That's what that means. And who the heck says just go out there and go crazy? You would be surprised. Man, the phone is just ringing off the hook this morning. I'm going to have to make some return calls after this video. I have some friends that would surprise you. I mean, they live their life pretty wild. Although I am a very conservative, kind, gentle old man, I got some pretty crazy friends that are motorcycle machines, and they are the ones who they're like, you ain't riding if you don't break a bone here and there. I'll just put it that way. Trailer Skills next up from David J. Witt. Love the channel with you and your wife. David, thank you for the comment. I appreciate it, buddy. So Bobby Watson writes, my wife and I are semi-retired. Semi-retired because I can't do nothing. I have to do something. Amen, brother. Watching your videos, after nearly losing my wife of 40 years to COVID, we have decided to get a Spider and add adventure to our life. After 5 children and 12 grandchildren, we have decided to live. Thanks to you and Coach Vic for the inspiration. Bobby Watson, thank you so much for this comment. You have no idea what comments like that mean to Coach Vic and I as we meander our way through this crazy world, and we know how hard things can be. Thank you. Thank you. Next up on You Want a Spider But Have Never Ridden from 602 North. Good info, Coach. New riders should practice, practice, practice. Absolutely 602 North. Thank you for those wise words, my friend. Clive Winter writes on the Key West Domain episode 6. First off, I just love the vernacular in this comment. I'm just going to tell you, I get super excited. You know how I am if it's somebody off the mainland. So what a cracking video. I'm going to tell you right there, I need to incorporate cracking into my vocabulary more often. That is an awesome word. What a cracking video, and what a really nice couple you are. I really enjoyed your commentary. I'm an older biker and thinking that I would like a Can-Am. Agree with your philosophy on life. Stay safe. Regards from the UK. Clive, you have no idea what these comments mean to me. Thank you for that comment. I love it. Dave Phillips writes on the watch this video, endurance is the best and so are you. Thanks for the words. I needed to hear them at this time in my life's journey. God bless. Dave, you know we love you and thank you for the comment, buddy. I'm glad it encouraged you. Bev Kilbride writes, Bob, do you have a reverse on your Spider? To which I replied, yes, I do. And what's tops on the miles that you can get out of a Can-Am usually? Now, for a tank of gas, the most I've ever gone is 204.9 miles. As far as the longevity of the engine, I believe that there are people who have gotten in excess of 100,000 miles out of the Rotax engine. Anyone down there with any more specific information, feel free to comment down below. Ed Curry, as I get 13 minutes into this video, this is the endurance video, I wish you were my swim coach in the 70s when I was splashing in January at 6 a.m. in the cold. All I heard was, you're not trying hard enough. I would love to say that I've never used that phrase, but there are times I have. But most of the time it's, you can do better. Let me show you how. So Ed, thank you for the encouragement, buddy. And man, if I would have been your coach, I'd be old. I am old. What do you mean? Jerry Wood writes, Coach Vic on the Coach Vic Goes Loco and Coco video. First off, happy anniversary. My wife and I will be celebrating 46 years of marital bliss, man. I'm telling you. Second, this may be none of my business if you're offended. First off, we're not offended, and feel free to ask these kinds of questions. Says, I apologize, but when I see Coach Vic struggling with her wheelchair, I often wonder why she doesn't have an electric mobility chair. Thanks, Jerry Wood. Well, let me tell you, Jerry, I will tell you, Coach Vic is, I've offered to go out and pick her up different types of things. And we even bought a scooter for her to do things when we would go out on vacation with the kids. And more times than not, what ended up happening, it sat in the garage and the batteries died and the kids rode around on it and broke it. So we gave all that stuff away. She said a long time ago that as long as she can struggle with that chair, it'll keep her fit and strong. And that's why Coach Vic wants to stay fit and strong. And sometimes the struggle is what makes her continue to have the independence that she has. And there you have it. Tim and Ingrid W. write on Coach Vic going loco and Coco. Happy anniversary. Somehow I don't think the missus will let me pull off going to a motorcycle store on our next anniversary. But hey, she's never been too keen on one before. Thanks for the idea though. So who won the chess game? Coach Vic suggested you two play. I like those 2-foot tall chess pieces that were there in Coco. So first off, yeah, I will say that it was a masterful turn to be able to pull off the motorcycle store on the anniversary. Coach Vic, after I'd planned such a wonderful weekend for her, she asked me what I wanted, and I'm like, I think I want to go to Cycle Gear. Maybe pick me up a few things. And she was like, that's a good idea. Happy anniversary. Now, as far as the chess game, I'm going to tell you, Coach Vic can validate this. I don't think she will because there's pride involved. I smoked her on that chess game. It was bad. She didn't even want me to put it in the video. It was bad. I think a lot of it, though, had to do because the chess pieces were so tall, she's down so low, she couldn't really see the board as well. But hey, you got to take whatever advantage you got. And I'm 6'2", so I just stood high and saw what I could do. I wasn't going to tip her off. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was a great game and we had a good time. Thanks, Tim and Ingrid W. for the comment. We got it, baby. The Can-Am Spider. Tim Dredger writes, have you ever traveled the Blue Ridge Parkway? You know, we have not on the Spider. We haven't an automobile. We haven't done it on the Spider yet. We're hoping in the spring to head up that way. I want to do the tail of the dragon, the back of the dragon, and I just want to take a week up there and just do some riding. Now, this next comment is so funny. Bev Kilbride wrote this. This was on the Coach Vic Goes Loco and Coco. She wrote us a poem, and so I'm just going to share this. Riding the Can-Am and the skies are blue. Where are they going? CB, that's up to you. I love it. Coach Bob has a surprise for Coach Vic in store, but he says, wait, we have to ride a little bit more. They stopped where they got married on that special day, bringing back memories to each other along the way. After that, they had stopped at a restaurant to eat, and what they had was a special treat. Coach Vic even received a bouquet for the table that night. Everything that was planned turned out to be just right. They ended up on Cocoa Beach, and oh, what a beautiful view. Here it is. So here's to a great couple, and happy 21st anniversary too. Thank you, Bev, for that comment. Coach Vic and I laughed our rear ends off over that. That is awesome. On the Loco and Coco, Sergeant Ed, Vic is a hoot. Yes, she is. She is trouble with a capital T, Barney Rubble. I'm telling you. Chuck Kelly writes on the COVID-19 and motorcycles and unintended consequences. I love this video because I'm guilty of this. Also during COVID lockdown, I ended up with 6 new guitars. 6 new guitars. That is awesome, Chuck. And a set of Roland V drums. Anything to maintain sanity. My instruments are beginning to collect a little bit of dust since the Spider showed up. Also had a CBG custom built, and that thing gets ravaged daily. Let me tell you, Chuck, you are doing it right, man. You are doing it right. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. You keep doing it, man. That is awesome. Hank Parsons writes, and I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on this. Hank had a comment on one of the video, my random thoughts at 20,000 miles, where he had bought a 2021 F3, paid top dollar for it, kept getting a VSS fault. It was in the shop. August 25th, it went into limp mode. There it stayed, got it to the dealer. It's still there as of October 7. They reset the module. All of a sudden, they get it out of the shop. It's all back to being messed up. To which I commented that I hate to hear about his woes and that BRP should stand behind this and recommended the possibility of a lemon law. Hank, if you would like to do a Zoom call to discuss what's happened and possible outcomes, I will make that video. I will forward that video and tag anyone that I can that works at BRP in hopes to helping you resolve this issue. I don't want to see you struggle with it. I know it's frustrating, and I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to hear you dealing with that. All right. Well, there you have it. Another month of comments in the bag. First Wednesday of each month is going to be the question and answer period. So feel free to comment below. Positive, negative, funny, silly, weird. I'm okay with it. Just try to avoid the profanity. If it gets too racy, I will delete it. But as long as it's reasonable, I can handle it. So I want you to do me a favor. Until next time, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams. Eat right. Take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real soon, hopefully with Coach Vic in tow.